Hello everyone, I'm Mitch, this is Renita, Small Town Hustle Couple. Today we're going to go over some of the things that we've been selling lately this month or here recently.
Been gone on vacation a few days in Navarre, Florida, and it was great. Had a really good time. That's why we work so hard. We work so hard because we love to travel, and I love the beach. So we went with the kids, had a great time, did a little bit of shopping. May have a little footage from that later. Before we start with what we sold, I wanted to bring Addison in because she's usually my go-to for what's hot. Addison, can you come here for just a second? So she normally can tell me something that's a TikTok thing, even though we don't watch a lot of TikTok. It's still there all the time, and her friends are telling her. This is one of the things. What is this?
So these are slime lickers. They are a candy that rolls on your tongue.
So it sounds kind of gross. She's a slime lover. These are actually, it's just a liquid. So they sell for about $4 a piece, sometimes $5 a piece. We ended up buying just one little box of them. She, of course, has some of her own. Didn't want to buy too many because they were super hard to find at one time, like a month ago. But now our store has a ton of them. So if these sell pretty quickly for a reasonable profit, it would be worth buying more. But I'm not going to sit on a ton of these if they're phasing out. So we found something else that she enjoys playing with, that she messes with because it's something her age group likes. Tell them what this is, Addison.
So this is a poppet. It is like a tie-dye color, and it does have numbers on it.
So, this is part of the fidget toy that everyone's playing with. So she does. She'll sit around and just have something in her hands messing with it. I bought maybe 4 or 5 of these, all the same kind, so that when I post them, I can just say 5 butterflies, have the measurements up there. I'm gonna see how these sell. Did find these at Ollie's, our local Ollie's. We just got one, but there were boxes and boxes of these. So they're selling pretty cheap there, $3.99. We're gonna put them on eBay because I know they're selling for more than that on eBay. So thank you for your help. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start with some of the things that I sold. Just really quick, we can't go back to the full, 3 or 4 weeks that we missed because there's some of those small items that it's not even worth mentioning.
We're going to try to hit the things that sold quickly and we made good money on.
Or that we think that's something you might have that you might want to go ahead and sell because the market's good for them. Anytime the market is good for old cans. I don't know why.
Old vintage cans.
People collect them. I don't know if they're for their garage or they put them in their home.
Man caves, you'll get the old oil cans.
Yep.
This particular
Vaseline. This is a Vaseline can. It sold for $15. I'm not sure. We may have even had this. Did you buy it?
I picked that up somewhere.
But we don't pay very much for them. So
in a bundle.
We also had a Massey Ferguson one that was either oil or something. We've had them for quite a while, and I go ahead and take an offer eventually to go ahead and move out stock. Especially this can. I had it in a bag so that it would be separate from my clothing. The other can was quite large. They paid a lot for shipping for that. They paid, I think, $13 or $14. That's pretty high. But they do pay separate shipping. We've mentioned it before. All of our items have the item cost and then the shipping cost because it's easier for us to separate that when we do our tax, when we do our accounting. So that's the way we prefer it. Not everyone does that. That's just what we prefer. The other thing that I have here that I can still show you that we sold, this just sold today. This True Religion jeans. I don't know if you can see all of that. But, destructive denim, patches, colors. I mean, True Religion's a pretty expensive brand. I don't think I have one pair of True Religion jeans. But I do know that they're a high-end jean, that they're very expensive to buy new. So it's one of those things. If you see them out and they look like they're still, holding together well, it's worth the investment if they're cheap. These were bought when he and Delilah were at a Goodwill. I think they maybe paid $4. I think we still have the footage from them shopping that day. She was super excited about them because she knew that they were a nice jean.
And she thought they might fit her.
Yeah, and they might have, but she just left today for the military, so
today's July 5th.
She didn't need these jeans today. But they sold for $59 plus $9 shipping, so really, really good purchase there. Another thing that I bought a lot of in the last month or two, of course it's seasonal, is your swim trunks, board shorts. We bought them when we went traveling. We were in like a Springfield area. We went to Ozark. My son had a shoot there, so we stopped at those Goodwills to see if there's anything else, that maybe ours isn't carrying or if the prices are different. We paid maybe $4. I may have paid $5 or $6 for a pair or two of the really nice Hurleys, Oakleys. There's just tons of brands that are big name brands.
And they were like new.
Yeah.
Were they all the same size?
No, different sizes.
Different sizes.
Billabong, O'Neill, Speedos, North Face. I even found a pair of North Face. Just some really nice shorts. So we'll put some of those pictures of those comps up for you guys to see. But we've already sold them, shipped them, and they probably even received them by now. It's
While we was there, we tried to buy them all.
yeah, anything
The
that
price was right.
you need to make sure that if they're
Brand
supposed to have netting, that they still have the netting, that they have the string in the front, that they still have their string, because those things missing are you're gonna take a lot less for them. I look them over pretty good, and if the butt's dirty on them, of course that's not gonna sell. I sold baseball caps are selling well. We sold
It was a Chicago White Sox.
White Sox.
Found that at a Goodwill. It was on the rack. Pulled it off. It was brand new. I probably paid $4 for that.
sold for $21 plus shipping. I have a Levi's trucker jacket. We put trucker on our jackets because it will pull
It
the
draws in
market
the
for a
crowd.
trucker jacket for some reason. Just like if you put boho on a listing that is anything even considered boho, there's a crowd that will look for just those things. So this is a shorter black women's jacket. It came in on one of my Amazon return pallets. Not this last pallet that had my overstocks, but a return pallet. Sold it for $31. It was a $79 retail, of course, plus shipping. I sold a Kendall and Kylie women's that I don't know, when I held it up, I showed you guys it was still in the bag, and I said, hey, I'm going to post this with the model. I have several of them. I sold one of those for $10. We went to an estate sale in Poplar Bluff. It was a teacher that had passed away, and there was a group of teacher sweaters, what I call teacher sweater vests. Some of them very thick, but they're holiday types. They have the seasons or holidays on them. Sold one for St. Patrick's Day. It sold for $89. So as much as Mitchell laughed at me when I said, look, teacher vests, teacher sweaters, he's laughing, and I said, it's $2.
I think she paid $2 for
Yeah,
it,
$2.
And I thought, well, there went $2.
Yeah, he just laughed. I didn't wash it, but I stated in my ad that it wasn't washed because I didn't want to tear it up. It was a very thick knitted material. It's one of those things that probably is pretty hard to find. So when we found it, I scooped them up. I have several others listed. Small Town Hustle Couple is mine. Small Town Hustle Couple 2 is his store. If you ever want to look us up, you can look us up there and find any of the items that we're talking about. Several teacher vests on there.
eBay store.
Yeah, and it's under teacher sweater or teacher vest. I sold a Land's End women's wool coat that I had bought at a Goodwill. It was orange, so it was very pretty, very put together, still very good condition. So when I bought that, when it was cold, I think I paid $4 or $6 for it, but it sold for $41, and I took a lot lesser offer. I had it posted for $69 at one time, but since it's summer, like I said, I like to move things out. Went ahead and lowered the price, then took probably someone's offer on it for $41 plus shipping. Still selling those seasons, those DVDs that we bought at a yard sale for $1 a piece. Sold this set, that's a 3 set for $19 of Star Trek. The Fox Tan. That's something that I wanted to buy before we left on our trip because my friend told me that it's an accelerator to help you tan. I won't get into too much detail, but it's a 3-piece set. Ulta ran it on sale for buy one, get one half price. So to save us the money of having to put in what I think they're like $25 or $30, I went ahead and bought the buy one, get one half price and basically sold this one for $36 and paid for both of them, or at least got mine for a really good discount. Let me see, that may be all I have to... Oh, one more thing. Mitchell bought this a long time ago. It's called a Gramercy. I don't even know. Atelier? I don't even know. We'll put up the name of it.
Picture of it.
But it was a coat or a women's over like a jacket, and it was green and white. It had a weird print, and he told me, he said, hey, I found this at Goodwill. He looks for those odd prints. I don't usually do that.
When you're out and about and you see something that is just stands out and it's odd, you need to pick it up.
He went ahead and comped it, and it was worth hundreds of dollars new. And then he found out it was on the cover of a magazine. What magazine was it?
New Yorker, I believe it was.
So when he posted it, I had people that watched it for quite a while, and then I had a lady offer $115 for it, and he thought I should have held out and not taken that. But I was ready to move it. We'd had it several months. Took $115 for something he probably paid $4 for or less, probably.
Now the prices of Goodwill have went up. When we're saying $4, now it probably costs you $8. But anyway,
right.
Now some of the things that I have sold, I bought a pair of Fried Beacon leather boots at Goodwill. I probably paid $4 for it. Sold them for $50 plus shipping. Another thing was we was at a yard sale in Park Hills. I found a fishing vest. Took it up there. Offered the guy $1 for it. It was dirty. He goes, "Yeah, sure, I'll take it."
Had a dirt dauber in it.
Had a dirt dauber just in it. Cleaned it up. Sold it for $15. Another thing in Goodwill, I always go through the coffee cups. I found a Starbucks Cleveland. Paid $1 for that. Sold it for $9.99.
People collect coffee cups anyway. But if it's Starbucks, it's going to bring a little more because people have a collection of Starbucks coffee
There's
cups.
a picture of a city on it. That much more.
Yeah.
Another thing right now, baseball cards. Different trading cards are selling hot. If you've got them, you need to consider selling them.
Look them up now. Even if you looked them up before, it's different now.
Because of COVID, people have been at home, going on the internet and supplementing their collections.
And playing games. People were home for so long, they decided to get back into something that maybe they hadn't done in a long time.
So we sold a bunch of Magic the Gathering cards, $30 and up, things that were possibly $15.
We'll show you the comps on those. I couldn't believe it. He said, hey, these cards are worth money again, and I couldn't believe it. So
another thing, we was at a Goodwill and we bought light bulbs, kind of an oddball light bulb. We bought many of them for $1 a piece.
Yeah, they were new in the packaging and they were light, and I kept thinking, well, this is easy to ship if you can get it packed well, because it's very, very light, so it'll be cheap.
Sold them for $7 a piece, and we're still selling them.
Yep.
Bernstein bears. I was at Goodwill. I saw them bring them out. They was getting ready to put them on the shelf. I paid $4 a piece for the whole family. There was 4 of them, and we sold them for $50 plus shipping.
I don't do plushes. He will look through those, and some of them that either look new or they're collectible, he'll find those. And I usually think that they might be a dirty kind of something that might hold bugs or germs. So I don't look at them a lot. But you should, because this is not the first time that I've overlooked something completely. And I knew Bernstein bears because it was something I grew up with. But he did, it was great. It was a great sale.
If you decide to get into that, just make sure they're clean and no rips.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to talk about, I was in Goodwill and I went through their items that are bigger.
The big items in the floor,
And I saw a Bowflex attachment. Anyway, it was a box about as wide as this table. I spent $20 for it and sold it for $2.40. So I would recommend checking out the bigger things.
Now, it was heavy, so a lot of people would just ignore it, but everybody knows Bowflex name. So, if you get something,
shipping for it?
Yeah, if you get something like that and you post clearly that the shipping's going to be high, I mean, if people are willing to pay the shipping, it's a lot less than if they order that new from Bowflex.
Yeah.
From the
now,
company.
This was new in the box.
It was. The pictures we have will be in the box. So, yeah. So, those are a few of the items that we have sold. We don't want to be in a rush, or we don't want to waste anybody's time. We just kind of want to show you what's selling for us or what we're looking for now when we go out, like the new Tik Tok things that kids are all after. But we may have missed our mark on that. It may be a month old. That's why we didn't buy a ton of them. But we're gonna see how it plays out. We can let you know if they sell really fast and we make a decent profit. We'll let you know. And the other things that are selling, like the cards and things, when we kind of catch on to something like that, that's why we're going to doing the videos to let you guys know. So I think that's all we have for today.
I believe so.
Okay, so we're so glad you guys watched. And Addison, what is it you always say?
Like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications.
That's right. Never do we ever say that. She says we should say it after every video, so we'll try to remember that from here on out. Thanks so much for watching Small Town Hustle Couple.
There's a big storm coming and it's starting to hail, but we're not stopping, there's another yard sale. We don't care if it's hot or cold, looking for a bargain never gets old. If you got stuff, we'll be there on the double. We're the small town